Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and Mega Evolution released around a week ago, so I figured now is the perfect time to take a look at the metagame in the Pokemon TCG with the new expansion Mega Evolution to see what people are playing, because it's always really cool to see. There's definitely going to be some weird decks here that are rising to the top because they're new and because people want to play new stuff. Also, it's the start of a new era, kind of. It's not like rotation just happened, but this is the introduction of Megas and not really like ruling changes or anything major like that, but there are definitely some very good cards here. Keep in mind there haven't been that many tournaments, so take everything here with a grain of salt. But ultimately, we got some really interesting decks to take a look at here. I'm going to go through, look at maybe the top 20 or so, and also give my thoughts on what's good, and obviously my like looking at the new decks here. The first deck we have here is Gholdengo. Of course, Gholdengo, you use Gholdengo EX to go ahead and do um, Gholdengo stuff. You draw lots of cards, discard lots of energy, play lots of cards. I guess you don't play that many for the fact that you're drawing so many. But on top of that, we also see Lunatone and Solrock. Lunatone, of course, having the ability allowing you to discard a fighting from your hand to draw three. If you have Solrock in play, and you can use one each turn. So we see a bunch of fighting energies in here. Also, side note, new energies. What are people's thoughts on these? Which isn't actually the newest energy, by the way. There is, I'm pretty sure there's one from Mega Evolution, but regardless, yeah, you have Gholdengo here with a lot of fighting energies and some metal energies, obviously, to attack with, and no energy search pro here. I'm going to take a look at a few more lists to see if they're also like this. Gholdengo was probably the best deck in the last format, though it was debatable. I mean, it was very good and very highly played and pretty straightforward. But yeah, I like the Lunatone Solrock package here. It also gives you a single prize attacking option that's decent with Solrock. I think it's not amazing, but it's all right. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool deck here. Nothing crazy, obviously. Precious Trolley also, if you know me, you know I don't like this card, not because it's bad, but because it just never works for me. I never hit it turn one. Also, it plays like a lot of Arven and not that many tools. It plays Vitality Mid as well, which seems like kind of niche, but kind of interesting there as well. But looking at the other lists here, this list is pretty similar. I guess I'll just go through. This one here is a more traditional. Oh, it's not loading. A more traditional list here with Energy Search Pro, and some other things as well. And then let's take a look at maybe two more here quickly. Another fighting list here, and then yeah, another fighting list. So I think fighting is a cool option within the deck. I don't know if it's the best way to play it. I'm sure a lot of people are playing it because it's new, but it definitely is kind of interesting here. Then we have Gardevoir. Gardevoir, I think, has been shockingly underwhelming here. We'll take a look at the first list here. Running the new Ralton Curlia, which makes sense. And those are the only, no, not the only new cards. We also see Liz's Determination. Liz's Determination is arguably the best card in the game. It's like so good. Shuffle your hand, draw six. But if you have exactly six prizes remaining, you shuffle, draw eight. It's very good. I've talked about this a lot. I'm sure you've seen it, and yeah, it's very, very good. Not too much to overthink here. It's very good in most stacks. In Gholdengo, you're going for a more specific turn one play, and then after that, I don't know, you're like going for more specific plays in general, trying to get, very specific cards like Superior Energy Retrieval and stuff like that. But Lily's Determination is like super, super good here. And we don't see the new stadium. I also want to see, look at other lists and see if they're playing anything else new here. This list is running the new stadium Mystery Garden, letting you discard an energy to draw until you have as many cards in hand as Psychic Pokemon in play, and you run pretty much all Psychic Pokemon and a bunch of energies, and you want a bunch of those energies in the discard pile. It's a very, very interesting and strong stadium in the deck, I think, but it hasn't been seeing that much play so far. It's a card that is a bit of a win more card, as in you need to be already set up to be able to use it to its full potential here, and to use it to part of its potential to help you set up. It's okay, but you do need energy, you need Pokemon in play. And once you have those things, you're most of the way there. But I do think it is cool, especially as a target off of Secret Box. Secret Box is very good within Gardevoir EX. And stadiums are a part of that, which are, I mean, you have Artizome, which can be a good stadium to get there, but ultimately, I feel like Mystery Garden is also really nice for some situations there. Let's look at one more list here. This one is running. Okay, we do see two Mystery Gardens here, and another Psychic, and Mega Gardevoir EX as well. So this is running 5 different new cards here. Mega Gardevoir EX, of course, doing damage based off of Psychic Pokemon in play. This card's been hyped up a bunch. I think it's all right with Gardevoir EX, and I haven't really seen people play it too much because most of the time games games don't really get to that point, in my experience on live, because games generally are a little bit shorter, where someone takes an early lead, or I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff there, but ultimately, Mega Gardevoir EX is a nice little addition that you can include or not include in the deck, just like a lot of the new additions here. But Gardevoir is good. It's not like changing that much. I mean, yes, the Ralts and Curlios are different, but that like doesn't really matter. So Gholdengo and Gardevoir each like changing some. Then we have Dragapult, Dusknoir. I have no idea what this deck's looking like. Well, I do. I don't know if there's like changes. Yeah, we do see lilies and yeah, that's it. So, I don't think there's really too much to dive into with Dragapult here. Dragapult's still very good. I guess I'll look at 3 lists just like I did with the other decks here. Nothing new here outside of Lilies again, and the last list here, same thing. So yeah, I mean Dragapult's still a very good deck. Nothing's really changed with that, and yeah, that's all there is to say about it. Then we'll skip other. I'll look at other near the end. The reason I didn't make this video earlier was because other was like most of the decks, because all the new decks, like the new megas, were all under other. So that's not so useful here. But we got Ceruledge here. Ceruledge is really interesting. I'm just gonna take a look at one list, because this deck previously is, Gardevoir, Gholdengo, Dragapult, good previously. They were the top 3 decks here. Ceruledge was 22 or 21, discounting other. Um, and there are also some groupings. So it was like a top 20 deck, I guess, but it wasn't like a top 10 deck. But now it's very good. I played against it a lot. It has the highest win rate. Don't worry too much about the win rates here, as the decks kind of get figured out and figured out, as in the lists are figured out, and also people figure out how to play against the decks and stuff like that. Win rates will change over time, but ultimately Ceruledge EX here is a pretty straightforward Pokemon, kind of like Gholdengo EX, and we're going to see a lot of similarities between these two, because you, for one, energy here on a stage 1, do 30, 20 more free energy into your discard pile, and the idea is to play it with the new Lunatone to discard a bunch of fighting energies, and other energies as well. And then once you discard the energies, you can go ahead and swing for lots of damage, and that's about it. Also, Fighting Gong, we see its first appearance in this video, searching for a basic fighting Pokemon or fighting energy, which is very good for setting up your Lunatone Stomach. It's actually not absurd in this deck, because like a lot of your stuff isn't fighting that you need, but it is still pretty decent. In fighting decks, it's absurd. But in this deck, it's still pretty decent. I could even see it in Gholdengo. I'm pretty sure the Gholdengo list didn't run it, unless I missed it. But Ceruledge is a pretty good deck here. That's like risen up a lot. I don't think it's absurd. Like 55% win rate is like the highest one here. I don't think it's like, oh, except for Crustle apparently. But I don't think it's the best deck here. Oh, it is actually. It's fourth. But Archaludon and Greninja and Crustle are played less. Regardless, I don't think Ceruledge is absurd, but I think it's like a decent deck, a lot better than it was before. And I didn't like entirely think about this and like realize that it was going to be that much better with the new fighting stuff. Also, I've seen this deck like so much. I'd say it's pretty linear, like Gholdengo. So yeah, it has a lot of similarities there, which can lead to it having issues. Then we have Gardevoir with Gardevoir with Jellicent. Yeah, it's not loading. Don't know why Limitless isn't loading super well right now. I think my internet's having issues, but regardless, not much to say here, right? It's got Lilies, you got the Ralts Curlia, you got Gardevoir stuff going on, and then the Jellicent line tossed in here, pretty much the same as Gardevoir, right? And then we also see the number 7 or number 6, ignoring other deck here, which is Grimmsnarl Frostlass. I think it's fine. I think it's kind of whatever. The new addition here will be, of course, in addition to Lilies, which I'm just gonna like stop saying from now on, maybe. But is the new Yveltal, which is kind of like Maractus. It like stops your opponent from retreating. The upside is it has free retreat, I think, is the upside. I feel like the Maractus is better because you're playing Air Balloon, and then you also wait, Air Balloon was printed in Mega Evolution. Okay, I didn't know that, but anyways, Yveltal here has free retreat, but Maractus has this ability that like gets more damage on your opponent's board, and getting more damage is nice because your deck is built around, in addition to Marnie's being a decent attacking option, Frostlass and Munkidori, and I guess also Marnie's to an extent with like the Snipe, building up a little bit of damage on your opponent's board on top of the Marnie's active damage. So that's like, that does seem important in my opinion. But Yveltal is interesting here in the deck. I've seen it played some before the set came out internationally when it was being just played in Japan. Then we have Mega Venusaur, though. This is the first brand new deck. Honestly surprised this is the top one, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing like absurd here. Also, win rate, not great. Yeah, I don't think this deck's super good here. Venusaur EX, Mega Venusaur, what you want to do is you like have this the Venusaur, then you like move grass energies around your board. And you can attack with it. You have Force Vitality to evolve faster. Meganium doubles your grass energies. Then you have the Grass Ogerpon as well as Toedscruel EXs. Well, the Grass Ogerpon gets energies on your board. Also, you can like recycle them with Wily's Compassion. You can return them to your hand and re-accelerate them, which is pretty cool, I guess. And then Toedscruel and Toedscruel EX here allow you to um, go ahead and have like counters to certain plays like Dragapult or like Gholdengo or something like that with their abilities. And Toedscruel EX is a decent attacking option as well. There's ultimately a lot. I can't speak. There's ultimately a lot of stuff going on in the deck. Bug Catching Set is a nice little setup card, but it's not doing everything for it. I don't think this deck's super good in terms of there's too much going on. Same thing with Hydrapple. I don't know where Hydrapple is. Hydrapple apparently is deck 23 here, a lot lower. I guess because it's not new, but it has like a lot of new things going on with it. You got the Meganium, you got Ogre Ponds, you got the Stadium, right? So a lot of similarities there. And yeah, I don't think any of those decks are super strong, unfortunately. They're like kind of cool, but I mean, like you can look at the top placing person dropped from the tournament that they were playing in. That's not usually a great sign. I mean, they did decently, but then we have Raging Bull Ogre which is dropping a bunch. I imagine it's dropping because it's kind of boring. It also can struggle to do enough damage at times, but I feel like it's still a decent deck. We see no new cards. Double single prize Raging Bull. Not entirely sure why that is. I don't really know too much about Raging Bull. I mean, it's certainly been a good deck in the game for a while, so it's doing like normal Raging Bull stuff, but I don't know all the ins and outs of the deck, but ultimately it's Raging Bull, right? What is there to say about it? It does big damage. It's kind of like Gholdengo in the fact that it's doing big damage, and Ceruledge, but those also have some like fun new additions. So I think that's why Raging Bull's dropping down, but I don't think it's a bad deck by any means here either. Then we have number 10 here. This is Alakazam to Dunsparce. This deck I recently covered on my channel with a wacky list. Also Togekiss. I don't like Togekiss. It's not fun. Also Lieutenant Surge's Bargain. What? This card's weird. I have not played with it. Tell me down below in the comment section if you've played with it and what your thoughts are on it. I assume it's bad. That's why I haven't played with it. But yeah, you use Alakazam here. You draw cards. You do damage based on the cards you draw. And then or cards in your hand. You have to Dunsparce to draw more cards. You also have Enriching Energy. I will say Enriching Energy. Yeah, especially in this list here. Um, oh, it does have EXP share, but ultimately I feel like you're going to struggle to get enough energies on your board to use Enriching Energy regularly. And then you could like play some other ace specs to get some value. I played Alakazam. I played like a kind of sillier Alakazam with TM Machine. Which was okay, honestly, like not bad. Alakazam's definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's a decent single prize deck. I don't think it's like a top 10 deck, but I think it's decent. It's like fringe top 10. It's certainly not top tier, but definitely a fun little deck here. I'd definitely say Gardevoir, Gholdengo, Dragapult, and I'd still put Raging Bolt in that top tier, and maybe Ceruledge is in it now as well. Then Marnie's is probably a tier below, but above the other decks in my opinion, except for one that we are going to get to a bit later. Of Alakazam, a super fun single prize deck. If you haven't played it, try it out. It's like super cool. But then we have Tera Box. Tera Box is fine. I don't know too much about Tera Box either. I know it's got like the Terras, you got like Ogerpon to snipe, and the other Ogerpon to like accelerate and like do stuff. Your big bench with Trap Ghost, you got Pikachu. Looks like nothing too crazy is going on here. We see one Lilies, which is even making its way into a deck that wants to play a lot of other supporters as the primary draw supporter in this list, which is interesting. And then yeah, that's the only new card. Nothing too crazy here, but it's Tera Box still like pretty decent, I guess. Nothing crazy here. I do expect this deck to maybe drop down. I think it's like not super impressive and also not I was gonna say not crazy interesting. I'd say it's moderately interesting, but it's just not like new. Then we have Mega Lucario here with Hariyama. Yeah, so I don't know. I think some lists don't run Hariyama, but the ones I've seen have run Hariyama. Hariyama is, I think, all pretty much all these cards are included in the deck you get for free. So I've been seeing it a ton on the ladder, specifically when it first came out. But Mega Lucario here, you do some damage, accelerate some energy, and you can do more damage with your second attack. You have high HP, but you are a three-price Mega here. You can of course use the Lunatone and the Soul Rock and Fighting Gong to search your Pokemon, and Premium Power Pro to boost your damage. You also have Hariyama as a Gust option on play and a decent attacking option as well. The deck is it's just good. It just like pretty much sets up and we don't see anybody popped in list. That's interesting. This is like one of the first evolution decks I've seen not playing it here. But pretty much you're doing like decent damage. We see Gravity Mountain to do even a little more in Maximum Belt here. I think the deck's decent. I don't think it's crazy or anything, but I think it's pretty solid. Being a three prizer does hurt you. Because you give like a third prize, right? That's bad. If you get two Mega Lucarios knocked out, you lose. If you get a Mega Lucario, a single prizer, and a two prizer knocked out, you lose. So it really reduces the amount of ways you can force your opponent to take awkward prizes. Because you're giving up an extra prize. I mean, it kind of allows you to do more things, but your opponent also has. You can set up more weird prize situations for your opponent, but your opponent can generally get around them as well. So Enzora here, we got this like weird box style deck here. This allows you to go ahead and like draw cards with ends, and then also like wall with Crustle. Also, you got Psyduck here, which counters Dusknoir. Kind of a weird card here, but kind of fun as well. Definitely a weird list here. I looked at like another one as well. This one here has the like a more traditional build. No weird Crustles. We still got Ogrepon and Psyduck and stuff. So definitely some interesting things in this deck here. Then we have the next deck here, which is Charizard. I don't think there's anything crazy going on with Charizard. We do see the new Psyduck. We see Double Monkey Dory, which I think is bad. But anyways, yeah, it's a Charizard. Nothing crazy there. Then we come to my favorite deck from the new set, which is Cynthia's. Well, it's like kind of new. It's not entirely new, but we see Cynthia's Garchomp EX, where you have Cynthia's Garchomp to do damage and draw cards and like stuff like that, and the Gigabyte to support it as well. And then you also force Vitality to allow you to get Cynthia's Roserade and play faster, Fighting Gong to search, and Premium Power Pro to do more damage. I played a ton of new cards in my list. It felt amazing. I think this deck is super good with the new set. I'd say it's definitely top 10. If we combine stuff, it's probably it's just still outside of the top 10 here. Honestly, that's kind of surprising to me. Oh, it only moved up one spot when we combined. Anyways, I think it's a good deck. I think it's either in the tier, because it said Marnius is in like tier A by itself. So it's either in that tier. It's probably in that tier. I kind of want to put in the top tier, but I don't know if I mean, I think it's in that tier. I think it'll fall in A tier though, when all's said and done. Then we have some other pretty boring stuff, I guess, slash like combo decks. We got Pidgeot Control, I guess I'll take a look at here. Pidgeot Control, we see that you got the new Shuckle. Wait, is this new? Yeah, it's like Monkey Dory. But it doesn't move the damage to your opponent's Pokemon, which is actually kind of good because healing is useful because your opponent could also be playing Monkey Dory, and then they'll just send the damage cards back at you, and that's like kind of pointless, right? So yeah, it's like Control doing control stuff. I'm not super familiar with this deck either. I'm gonna play it at some point, but definitely a pretty fun deck here. But tell me down below in the comment section what your thoughts are on the new decks and the new metagame and all that good stuff. But I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.